Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in Myanmar extend their flood relief plan to Mawbi Township. We get to know a nurse from the Yuli Tzu Chi Hospital and see why she's dedicated to her craft as well as her patients. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in Myanmar. Due to the success of Tzu Chi's relief plan in Tai Khe, volunteers were able to quickly move to Mawbi Township to begin aid distributions. Let's see how Tzu Chi is helping local farmers overcome their misfortune and see their hope restored.
In September 2015, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived to assist the flooded regions of Myanmar. After successfully carrying out rice distributions and accumulating experience in a new country, volunteers expanded their distribution campaign to nearby regions, including Mawbi Township, where people were very thankful for Tzu Chi's love. After receiving their voucher, they can then collect rice in time for the planting season. This distribution effort will help a total of 2,874 farmers plant a total land area of 23,270 acres, which should be ready before monsoon season arrives in June. The care shown by volunteers doesn't just stop at the distribution site, but it continues back to the village as well. Local farmer Yu Myung, who's in his 60s, says he never imagined anything like this would ever happen.
All my life as a farmer, nothing like this ever happened before. The rice distribution makes me think that our country has really developed. Having a new organization come and help has made us all very happy.
After being told of Tzu Chi origins beginning with just donations of just 5 cents, volunteer Youth and Tan has been inspired to help others.
Just helping others in this one single instance, we can see the positive effects in the fields. This has been a very personal experience for me.
We began with our hearts as one and worked together for the mutual benefit of all.
Despite the hardships of the past year, the hopes of the farmers here in Mawbi Township have been realized. As they await this year's harvest, everyone can breathe a sigh of relief as they reflect on the past.
Also about helping those suffering, Tzu Chi's aid relief continues in Manta, Ecuador, where the participants of the Cash Work program went to help in the slum neighborhood of Tarki. To thank Tzu Chi for its work in his city, the mayor of Manta recognized Tzu Chi volunteers as honorary residents of the city. Most of the residents of Tarki are now living in tents on the streets and waiting for the opportunity to rebuild.
This is a really poor area, and it's also an area with a high risk of disasters. The houses here are built by people without a permit, who don't have financial resources. Now, most of the houses here have been ruined, and the house we're cleaning today was completely destroyed.
78-year-old Manuel Orellana was in his house when it collapsed, and he thought he wouldn't survive. Living on his own, he has no one to help him with the cleanup.
Last night, they came and they told me that they would come here to help me clean the rubble of my house so that I can set up my tent where my house was, because now I'm staying in the street and it's really dangerous. There are lots of cars. Recently, I got hit by a motorcycle. It's too dangerous. I feel so happy. I don't know how to thank them. I wished I could pay them, but God will bless them. I feel so happy to see what they are doing.
Today, it's our day off, but we are here to help, to take out the rubble by hand.
I feel happy because I can contribute and help the elderly. It feels satisfying because I'm helping someone who needs it at this very moment. But who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll be the one who needs the help. Right now I have the strength. I'm young. I'm willing to help with whatever I can, even if it's just a little bit. So I feel very happy, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to help.
Within 2 hours, Manuel's house was cleaned up by the participants. At the end, they all wanted to personally thank Manuel for the opportunity to help.
I try to come help out every day. Sometimes if I can make it one day, I come back the following. It makes me happy being able to help other people, to clean up the garbage, but also to help my own family. I feel like I'm helping doubly, helping these people, the city, and also helping my own family.
After 1 week of the Cash for Work program in Manta, the difference is already visible in the city, and more residents' lives are gradually returning to normal. Continuing in Ecuador, Tzu Chi volunteers are extending their Cash for Work program to more affected areas close to Puerto Viejo, such as Rio Chico, a really poor and remote rural village where no help had been given after the earthquake. Many of the workers hitchhiked to arrive to the center of Rio Chico, a rural town in the mountains of Puerto Viejo. The word has spread that Tzu Chi would come to help this community, who had suffered extensively from the quake.
In this area of Rio Chico, just 1 week before the earthquake, they had experienced really bad flooding. The water washed away all the businesses and many houses, so all these people were affected doubly. The opportunity not only helped clean up the devastated streets of Rio Chico, they also cleaned up the local cemetery, a way for them to honor the ones who have lost their lives during the quake. It's really difficult for me when I think about my wife. We had been married for 20 years. My daughter, she was 10 years old. My mother-in-law, brothers and sisters-in-law, my nephews, 8 of my family members died during the earthquake. It's so hard. I love them so much, but I still need to do my job as a member of the city council. And in these moments, I put my pain to the side and save the breakdown when I get home. But for now, I have a mission. Although Rio Chico is one of the poorest areas of Puerto Viejo, many of the residents wanted to give back to Tzu Chi after what they had gone through, not only as a way to thank the foundation, but also to help other quake survivors.
I have a responsibility as an Ecuadorian to help my people, to help the people of my country. It's my responsibility. But for Tzu Chi to have come here, it's just something so... there are no words. There's no price on that because they have no responsibility. They don't have to come here, but they're here.
One of the main problems we have in our country is that people usually put the material things first. We're worried to have our own car, our own house. The priority we need to have as a citizen, as a human being, is to help other human beings. Maybe we're doing well, but if there are other people out there who are not well, and if we can help them, then we have to help them. Being more humanistic, this is what the foundation had taught us. In the days to come, Tzu Chi will extend its Cash for Work program to more affected cities of Mawbi Province. Since the establishment of DaAi TV in 1998, it has been spreading news and stories with a focus on humanitarian care and global issues. In 2005, it became the first TV station in Taiwan to broadcast digitally. Despite the changes in technology, DaAi TV's ultimate goal of passing on wholesome information has remained the same. In today's Tzu Chi 50th Anniversary Series report, we look at the technology adopted by DaAi TV. After Typhoon Kapu struck the Philippines, the rice paddies and bongabong, which were ready for harvest, were damaged.
Despite not being a journalist, Zhang Yichuan was updating viewers on the conditions in the disaster areas.
It is no longer possible to harvest the rice here.
Having been a Tzu Chi documenting volunteer for more than 20 years, Zhang helped the public better understand the desperate conditions of the disaster victims.
My reporting on the devastation caused by Typhoon Haiyan was another amazing experience.
Victims of Yolanda.
After filming his report, he faced the problem of a power shortage. As a result, he relied on a power generator to send the footage via internet signals to Taiwan.
Usually it would take a long time to send the 1.5-minute news. However, by 2 or 3 in the afternoon, few people were using the internet, so I quickly sent the footage.
所以我就马上上床。
慈济人医会今天在教堂的义诊，
你知道吗？
In less than an hour, I finished sending the video.
Transmission of video online can be quick.
大爱新闻真善美志工黄亮亮、张义川菲律宾报道。
Back during the age of analog TV, filming was done using tapes. It would take up to half a month to send a news story back to Taiwan.
We asked people to bring it back. When we met other Chinese people we knew, we told them we are Tzu Chi volunteers and asked them to bring the tapes back. Please call so-and-so. They will get the tapes from you.
In the early days, people learned about Tzu Chi through its publications. Radio
本着尊重生命、众生平等的精神
and TV broadcasts. Then the use of internet revolutionized the transmission mode of the media.
对于数位档案的认知可能还比较不够的。
It would take a long time to carry out the task if people did not know much about digital files. So for us, teaching the volunteers about digital production, channel bandwidth, and files was a big challenge.
相关的频宽跟档案格式的知识传递给志工，当时对我们来讲是一个蛮大的挑战。
In 2004, DaAi TV established its digital lab to develop digital broadcasts with the joint efforts of TV and IT professionals. It became the first TV station in Taiwan to broadcast digitally, winning the Golden Bell Award in 2005 in the category of research and development.
从类比到数位，我们学习
Going from analog to digital, we recognized that our foundation was analog, but the future was digital. However, the goal remains the same, as we hope to spread wholesome information worldwide. This goal has not changed.
世界，这个目的从头到尾都没有改变。
多年来的冬令发放早就建立了
把这样的科技呀，只是一种工具，增加我们的见闻，了解呢普天之下到底什么生态，提高我们的警觉。 让增加我们的知识，我们应该呢要用在呢正面的。假如呢一点点的偏差啦，那就差得千里哦。
现在就是他们在整理物资，是用手机拍的。
In 2015, DaAi TV program director Lai Zhangwen went to Turkey to report on the issue of Syrian refugees. Back then, he recorded footage with a mobile phone app, which was later broadcast on TV.
There's a 6-hour time difference between Turkey and Taiwan. This app allows one to film and send the footage immediately. Using the internet, we can quickly send the footage back to Taiwan, so it can be broadcast on DaAi TV's evening news.
The changes brought by technology did not change the direction of DaAi TV. It broadened its coverage of humanitarian care-related issues and international current events.
Media is only a channel. After going digital, the media has become more efficient. Whether we increase awareness of good events or bad events, it depends on us.
With a mobile phone, one can send information via the internet anytime. However, technology only provides us with the tool. What is important is the informational content. We are the ones to decide what kind of information we should receive. In honor of International Nurses Day, we meet Wu Pei-yu, an outstanding nurse serving at the Yuli Tzu Chi Hospital. She was recently promoted as deputy head nurse of the intensive care unit. This role requires administrative work as well as continuing her duties in the ICU, showing her dedication and commitment to patients.
阿公，看一下眼睛哦。
The hum of machines is a constant sound that accompanies Wu Pei-yu as she works every day in the ICU ward. These patients require lots of attention, as any mistake can have dire consequences.
Most
of the patients here are elderly, so we're more intimate with them, caring for them much like they were our own grandpa and grandma.
After graduating from Tzu Chi's University of Science and Technology's nursing department as a publicly funded student, she was assigned to the rural Tzu Chi Hospital Yuli branch. Located in a small town, there's a familial relationship between the medical staff and the patients. She was touched by this feeling and has stayed at this hospital for 3 years.
因为护理真的是一份很好的工作，因为你可以跟很多人。
Nursing is a good job because you can interact with a lot of people, and we're in the front line in patient treatment. Many times I have learned stories that are worth learning from.
身上其实有非常多故事，对，然后都值得我们去学习这样子。
Located along Taiwan Provincial Highway 9, Tzu Chi Hospital's Yuli branch provides vital medical service south of Hualien, which is quite remote and lacks medical staff and resources. The hospital had planned to close the ICU ward, but due to Peiyu's insistence, it continues to serve patients.
计划把家务病房把它关起来，那时候就跟我讲说。
We planned to close the ICU ward, but she said this was a vital service, as patients will no longer be able to receive local treatment. She has demonstrated the sense of mission of a nurse.
真的是一个护理师他的一个使命感。
As a nurse, Yuli's rapidly aging population creates stress, as Peiyu wages a sort of life and death battle every day. She uses this work pressure to motivate her to become more diligent in her duties.
医疗环境就是整个压力很大的情况下
Actually, the overall medical environment has a lot of pressure, and it is difficult for one to control emotions. In caring for patients, she is very stable.
不会有这么大的波动。
Earlier this year, support from this head nurse led Peiyu to be promoted to assistant head nurse. While this may increase her burden, she fully accepts this challenge and reaffirms her commitment to providing health care in this area.
Next, we will meet a 31-year-old nurse who was a member of Taiwan's indigenous Bunong tribe. Chiu Yanting has been working at the Guanshan Tzu Chi Hospital for the past 10 years. After years of working in the emergency room, Chiu has since switched to the hospital's public health care unit, where she heads into the community to care for seniors in their home.
这是不好呢。哎，阿嬷怎么尿尿这样？什么时候开始？
This is 75-year-old senior Chiu, who is wheelchair-bound after suffering a stroke and is in need of a catheter. Twice a week, she is visited by nurse Chiu Yanting, who checks on her health. Relying on the care of nurse Chiu, the family is very thankful.
She explains things to us very clearly. She also left me her phone number, so whenever my mom has a problem, I can just call her directly.
每次出去病人用的医材，我们都要记录下来。
Before setting off, Nurse Chiu Yanting makes a stop at the hospital, where she double-checks her equipment.
因为像我们这个血糖机啊，它24小时就要再重测一次的。
With her bag stuffed full of the necessary equipment, Miss Chiu is ready to begin the day's home care visits.
所以每次她都会胖胖的出去，瘦瘦的回来。要5杯温饱乳的哦。妈妈，对不起哈，再放一次鼻胃管哦，哈，吞口水就好了。
31-year-old Chiu Yanting is a nursing care specialist who shows patience and compassion as she provides home care visits to seniors living in remote areas. A member of the Bunong indigenous tribe, Ms. Chiu is very empathetic to the Bunong seniors that she often sees.
When I'm changing out the intubation tube, I'm sure that it's very uncomfortable for them. So I will use their native language during the procedure. I just want them to feel at ease to know that we are from the same tribe and that they can use their native language so that it's like we are talking to each other as a family.
早安啊，妈妈。咳嗽有吗？晚上？没有咳嗽。没有。
After multiple visits, Nurse Chiu has a clear understanding of the patient's condition. Not only does she provide a link between doctor and patient, but she also forms deep bonds with the families.
叫她，她会张开眼睛啊，所以阿嬷是睡美人就是了。
I never thought that someone could be so thoughtful when performing a home care visit. With her, it's more than just a medical checkup. She really interacts with us and shows she cares, so we're very grateful.
Ms. Chiu has been serving as a nurse at Tzu Chi Hospital in Guanshan for 10 years and has lots of experience in the emergency room. Now she's working in the public health care department of the hospital, and she also accompanies the IDS mobile clinic services to the Nanhan mountain areas.
All the patients are elderly, and they really need someone caring and attentive to look after them. She is really exceptional in her work, and she is very kind to her patients.
No matter rain or shine, 5 days a week, Ms. Chiu is at Guanshan Hospital looking after the local residents of Luye region.
If I can help a patient or make them smile, then it's something I want to do, and the work will be worth it. Since 2011, the refugee crisis due to the Syrian civil war has been a critical problem. Students at the Tzu Chi University in Science and Technology initiated an event to let the students experience the hardships of the refugees.
Without air conditioning and pillows, a group of students squeezed in a tent. Sitting on a Jingzi folding bed, the students continuously complain about the sultry heat.
At home, we are lucky to have fans and air conditioning. The Syrian refugees have to live in tents, which is way too warm when it's a hot day.
Upon learning the plight of the Syrian refugees, TCUST students initiated an event to let students experience the lives of refugees for themselves.
When the Syrian refugees are seeking refuge, they are trapped in hardship and have to bear the sultry heat. So I hope to let everyone know the convenience and multifunctionality of tents and Jingsi folding beds, and also the importance of cherishing what we have now.
Jingsi folding furniture was also displayed to let students experience the convenience that the furniture has brought during disasters. In a short span of an hour, students were able to feel how blissful their lives were compared to others.
Turning our cameras to the United States, we see how Tzu Chi volunteers in New Jersey overcame an unexpected obstacle to host a dignified and solemn Buddha Day ceremony.
The sudden downpour does not douse faithful hearts. 2 buses carrying 104 passengers from Philadelphia arrived to attend Tzu Chi's Buddha Day ceremony. Under the guide of a Dharma master, 650 people of various faiths and ethnicities came together to embrace the Buddha ceremony.
Take the flower. Exit to the side. Bow to the knees.
Ceremony, the prayer service, and it was terrific. It's all about peace and happiness and ending suffering, non-suffering.
Disasters happen frequently around the world. We need to mobilize and take action. And Tzu Chi has set the perfect example for us.
Love is the most powerful and most moving force of all.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.